Yes, Jacob, that is right. You heard me right. I have given up the right to be a wildcard choice in our championship tournament. I've had to do this because my career needs to move forward, and with all this crap that's going on with Robinson and George and everything at the moment, it has to end so I can move forward with my career. Welcome back to our universe mode here in 2K19. My name is Rich, this is RR37, and what about that for a statement before we even go on air tonight? Dixon Armstrong is laying down his right to be entered as a wildcard into our first ever championship tournament semi-final brackets. Such is the bad blood at the moment between him and the franchise Robinson and George Blake and that entire situation. He believes, as you've just heard, that for as long as this bad blood continues to go on, he cannot move further in his career. He wants to put all of that issue to one side in order to clear his mind and focus on the future. Big statement there. You can tell how deep this runs for him to give up a chance to become the first ever champion in our universe is a big thing. So again, more fuel added to the fire for WrestleMania, which is not too far away now, and that big situation where it will finally come to an end. I feel like at the moment I've done Triple H a bit of a disservice here because he's came to the ring, but that was, and we've not really mentioned him, but that was such a huge statement there from Dixon Armstrong that it had to be addressed. And now guys, we have a brand new competitor, a brand new wrestler. He is huge. Look at him. He might just be in the best shape of anybody here in our universe so far. His name is Eric Redhead, known as Eric the Red. He is as bloodthirsty as they come. He's been found by Bailey Dudley, not even in Performance Center, just in a normal gym. He is just as Max Rutan, a Viking here in this universe. So we have two of them now, which is going to be really interesting. Apparently Rutan just being here and having the success that he's had is what has led Eric to agree to terms and come to this universe with Bailey Dudley. He's an extremely raw talent at the moment, so I don't fully know what we're going to expect. He didn't want to wait to jump in the ring. He is just coming straight away. He says he's the real Viking here. He's not playing it. And the reason that you're seeing him with the face paint on is because this is what he says anyway. Before any sacrifice is given in his culture, they do that. They paint themselves, dress up, whatever you like, before they offer the sacrifice. And well, if that is truly the case, and that's the mindset that he's in right now, poor Triple H could be in for a bad night. But yeah, interesting. As well as this tonight, we have got more big matches in the aforementioned championship tournament. And the weeks, guys, are actually running out now. There's maybe 4 or 5 weeks of this tournament left before we get into the semi-finals, so not a lot of time now for people to start racking up points, and it is definitely around the time now where you want to start building momentum, getting wins going into the knockout phase, into the tournament finals, and a chance not just at the championship, as if that wasn't motivation enough. If you can get into that final, you're gonna be headlining our first ever main event WrestleMania in this universe. So there is a hell of a lot on the line at the moment, as we're seeing Eric the Red go into work, and geez, he's just running over Triple H at the moment. It could be a very short match, this one. Up on the shoulders goes Triple H now. He's slammed down hard there and Eric's just running straight through him right now. It's a bit of a worry for Triple H. Nice judo throw there. I've said that he weren't going to be very pretty, weren't going to be the finished article. He's just a raw talent at the moment, and we are about to see Thor's hammer, and that's it for Triple H already. 1, 2, you're not kicking out, forget about it. 3, and well, message sent loud and clear by Eric the Red there. Absolutely dominant display against Triple H, and what an aggressive start to tonight's show that is. I'm sure Bailey, and deservedly so, I feel he was unjust removed out of his position. He's very happy with that win. Eric the Red obviously is going to be very happy with that win, and the statement has been sent out to the rest of the roster there. That is a dominant display, as you're going to see. I don't think that Triple H actually managed to get any offense in at all during that match. He was just run over quickly, and Eric the Red is definitely somebody we're going to be needing to keep our eye on here in this universe. Off to a winning start, off to a dominant start. He has sent his sacrifice to his gods, and well, impressive stuff. And well, like I said, about as aggressive a start to a night as you could wish for there from Eric. So congratulations to him, and of course Bailey Dudley. And I mentioned during that match that other matches that we have got tonight. This one of course is nothing to do with the championship tournament, but we have got Robinson, the franchise, who was mentioned at the beginning of the night by Dixon Armstrong. This is the man, along with his manager and best friend there, Buster, who have got that far into Dixon's head that he's not even willing to compete for the championship now, which is absolutely crazy. Travis Turner, well, he wants a match. He wants to keep trying to fight through this thing. For me, he's picked the wrong opponent at the wrong time, because I still don't think that he's 100% right now, and well, I can 100% guarantee you that Robinson will definitely take advantage of that. So again, for me personally, not the smartest move there by Travis, but we move, because next in the championship tournament we have got Cannon Diamond, the notorious one himself, going up against Jordan Smith here. I fully would expect that Cannon would go on and win this, but you never know with the Smiths. They've got that upset win in them, and like I said now, as if there weren't enough on these matches as it is, the fact that we're now running out of weeks and Spike has cut the championship tournament in half means that every single bit of momentum that you can get now, you absolutely 100% need it, because we're heading very quickly towards WrestleMania, guys. It gets no bigger than that, as we know, so huge importance on all of these championship matches now, and even just in any match really, because you want to be on that card. It is the first WrestleMania in our history. You don't want to be missing that. And next up we have got Prince Jackson, and he's going to be going against A-List Born tonight. For me, this is a really good test for Prince, because let's face it, he shouldn't be in this tournament. He really shouldn't, but he was put in there by Spike, our new GM, to replace Spike himself, who was of course injured by Alpha Jackson, his brother, accidentally in the ring. It happened. A whole lot happened after, which resulted in Bailey getting removed from the GM position, Spike taking that, and then he entered Prince in his place in this tournament. And it has to be said, Prince has done really well. But for me, we're already starting at this point to see the different levels in the different competitors, and I think A-List is definitely Prince's toughest test to date, so be interesting to see what happens there. And then scheduled up next was supposed to of course be Hunter King versus Johnny Justice. This would have been a really good match, I feel, but unfortunately We learned a couple of weeks ago that Johnny is just not able to compete after the attack by Max Rutten. So Hunter King will go on and pick up the win there by default, I suppose. I don't really know how else to say that. And that will then take us to Damian Zac against Maximus Rutten, the guy who actually took out Johnny Justice. What a main event that is. I don't know, I think I'm trying to make a prediction here. I can't make one, it is too close to call. Damian Zac, our resident vampire here in our universe, has been quietly going along, picking up wins under the radar, but Max seems to be very, very focused at the moment since he split ways with Stephen York, so can't call that one. Well, we got Henry Bobby in the ring now. Last week I came out here and told everybody, including our general manager Spike Jackson, that Henry Bobby has been putting in the work behind the scenes as always, and he's 100% ready to go. And yet I get here to Raw this week, have a look backstage at the match card for tonight, and there is no mention of Henry Bobby anywhere on that card. That is hugely frustrating for me. I came here pumped, ready to fight tonight, and I have no opponent. I cannot believe it. I needed that. So just to make sure that that does not happen again next week, I am out here to issue to anybody who wants it backstage an open challenge to meet me one-on-one in this ring next week. Henry Bobby is back, he is raring to go. Everything that happened between me and Robinson is now behind me. I've refocused, I've trained up, I feel as good as I've felt since I came to this universe, and I am ready to move onwards and upwards. So again, anybody at all, one of you, two of you, three of you, doesn't matter, anybody next week meets Henry Bobby in this ring. Whoa, what an announcement from Henry Bobby there. He's ready to take on the world next week. He just wants a good old fight. He's put the work in, as he says, and he's ready to show you the results. Speaking of results, this is everything that has gone on so far tonight. We had Robinson, well, it was expected, to be honest, that he was going to beat Travis Turner. For me, Travis just needs to take a step back, a little bit of a chill, and get that concussion that I believe he has gone, and come into the ring 100%. That could be just a little simple tweak that turns his form here in this universe of ours. Robinson as dangerous as ever. Predicted, really. He went straight after the head of Travis Turner right throughout the match, and it just become more and more of an issue as the night went on, really. So I suppose congratulations in order for Robinson, and for me, like I said, Travis just needs to go and chill, get himself 100%, like Henry Bobby we just seen has done, and maybe that could turn his fortunes here in this universe, because it's not going great for him at the moment. I predicted this one, so yeah, a little pat on the back for myself there. The notorious one himself, Cannon Diamond, picks up the win against Jordan Smith. And yeah, confidence must be just really bubbling at the moment for Cannon. He's putting good performances in front of the camera, not always getting the result, it has to be said, but since he took that little step away, it's worked for him. He's gone away, got a new look, a new attitude, and it is paying dividends for him and for Cornerstone really at the moment, because with his stock rising, of course their stock will be rising too. So great all around, and really he's done it at the greatest of times, because we are well and truly into WrestleMania season right now. And speaking of building momentum, Prince Jackson has shown that he can go up a level, because he has gone and beaten A-list born. I did not see this one coming, it has to be said, but then the numbers outside the ring, anytime one of the industry is in action at the moment, is let's just say it's working in their favour. One-on-one without the outside interference, because there was some. Would Prince have got the result? I don't know. Maybe he would have. I can't sit here and say that he wouldn't, but I just don't know. But in any event, it doesn't matter how it goes down. What matters is that it goes down as a W for Prince Jackson. It's another L for the A-lister, and he's one of them who could sneak into that top 3 at the moment, so it's a huge setback for him. And of course, we mentioned this one earlier, Hunter King gets a bye, really, just gets a free 3 points due to the fact that Johnny Justice is not in good enough condition to compete at the moment, and I am sure behind the scenes that Johnny Justice will be doing everything within his power to be back in time for WrestleMania. And I'm sure as well that Stephen York will be hoping the same thing, because at the moment, without Johnny competing and Max turning his back on them, Stephen York, who's been it's not even arguably really, he's been the most successful manager here in this universe, going into WrestleMania as things currently stand, does not have a client that he can represent, so all that work throughout the year could just be thrown away at the moment for Stephen York. So be interesting to see how all that plays out, and that of course now leads us into our main event of the evening, Damian Zac versus Max Rutan. I cannot wait for this one. But we're all going to have to wait a little bit longer, because from my understanding, Jacob is standing backstage with Robinson at the moment. Yes, that's right, I'm here with the franchise, and I just wanted to ask you, you obviously have heard by now Dixon Armstrong's comments about forfeiting his right to be a wild card in the championship tournament, just so he can focus completely on you and your match at WrestleMania. So we all want to know, do you have any comments on what Dixon had to say? Well, for me, Jacob, and anyone else listening, including you, Dixon Armstrong, who on earth gets into this business, has a shot at the world title, being the first world champion at the first WrestleMania, who turns that down? That just goes to show, as well as the obvious physical advantage that I have here, I am also living rent-free in the head of that complete idiot, because there is no way. Do you know what, Jacob? I'm done with this right now. Wait, what on earth is Robinson doing here? Jacob's just doing his job. He's completely gone off the deep end right now, just throwing Jacob into the wall. Jacob's completely defenseless, and no, not on the outside. It's a 2010, and Robinson, it completely looks like he's done with this interview. So honestly, I hope that Jacob's fine. The bad blood between Robinson and Armstrong, and well, it's not even Robinson and Armstrong, it's Robinson and Blake, really. It needs to come to an end. What, we're going to be okay now with innocent people just doing their jobs and getting hurt? That's fine. Something needs to be done. WrestleMania can't come quick enough. These two, in a negative way, are pushing each other to a place that we haven't seen either of them go at the moment. And something, before someone does get seriously hurt, that's if Jacob's not seriously hurt already, needs to be done. But okay, away from that, we need to focus, because we've got a heck of a good main event for us tonight. Damian Zac is just sliding under the radar at the moment, and it is not beyond the realms of possibility that if he keeps winning, he could sneak into that top 3 quite easily and get himself into the semi-finals of this tournament that is going to crown our first ever WWE champion in this universe of ours. It is exciting times right now. One guy that is nearly there, but nearly is not good enough, is Damian's opponent tonight, Max Rutan. He's ahead of, I think, pretty much everyone at the moment. I know that Alpha Jackson and Hunter King are really pushing him close, but below that, to fall out of the top 3, he would have to have some kind of collapse, but there's still enough time for that to happen, and it could start here tonight, and there is no reason at all why Damian Zac can't beat Max Rutan. He doesn't have that air of invincibility around him that he once did at the moment. So yeah, if Zachary can dig deep tonight, he most definitely has got what it takes to be able to pull a victory over the Viking Warrior. But of course, he's on another level at the moment. He's lost that level, that mysticism, that air of invincibility at the moment. But a lot of that only happened because of Johnny Justice joining Rutan and Stephen York, and that is why he's now pulled himself away from those two. And you've got to say that since he's done that, the level of aggression from him has gone up. I didn't even know that was possible, but it has, and as a result of that, Johnny Justice at the moment, he's just raining points in this tournament because he can't compete. He's lost a potential 6 points already. Who knows if he's going to even be back in time for his next match. But Rutan won't care about that. It'll be interesting to see if he's still as decisive in the ring as he was when he was with Stephen York, or whether he's just going to go back to being the guy who loves to be in a good fight. If he does go that route tonight, again, that could be a mistake, and he could end up losing this match quite easily. But we'll see, because it's about to go down right now, main event of the evening. And if you have enjoyed what has been a pretty wild show, it has to be said, so far tonight, and you're enjoying what you're seeing in the universe as a whole, please do let me know. There is the comments box. You can like and subscribe as well, and if you're really enjoying it, then of course it would help me out greatly if you would be able to share and support the channel. But yeah, if not, then that's fine, just keep enjoying. And we've got an aggressive start here from Damian Zac, which is exactly what he will have wanted. He's probably envisioned how he can win this match. Of course, it's not like lining up against anybody else. When you're standing across the ring from the Viking Warrior, it must be quite a daunting prospect, I would imagine. But at the moment, there is a little bit of vulnerability. There's cracks in the armour, and Zachary will have no doubt studied that. Referees, as usual, out of position there. Would that have been enough? I mean, I don't know really. It's quite early in the match, but frustrating nonetheless for Zachary, of course, and Rutan now just flattens him. And that's the thing with the Savage. One big shot like that can turn the complexion of a match completely. That's what he has in his locker over pretty much everybody in this tournament. I don't want to say on the roster now, because there are some big dudes on this roster, and it'll be interesting to see how he matches up against some of the new crop as well. Of course, they turned up too late, if you're wondering, which is why they're not in this tournament. This tournament that we're talking about, it was birthed in the very first week of this universe by our then GM, Bailey Dudley. And it was only, of course, for people who were here from day one on the roster. So a lot of the guys that you will have seen, I'm talking about Franklin Majors, Travis Turner, the franchise, who we've been pretty focused on tonight actually, and all guys like that. Eric the Red we saw earlier, Triple H who was in that match earlier. All of these were here too late to be a part of the tournament, which is a real shame for them, but it is how it is. So Max is definitely the point that I was making, if not the strongest, definitely one of the strongest in the tournament, but it'll be interesting to see where his strength stacks up against some of the new guys. But interesting at the moment that neither of these guys seem to be able to keep an advantage on each other. It's been a very backwards and forwards match. At the moment though, Rutan with a double feet into the face of Damian Zac may have just changed everything that I have just said, and he's daring with a little bit of disrespect there that you don't normally see from the Viking Warrior. Daring Zachary to get up, and if he gets up and turns round, he might just be met with a blood kick. He is as well, and that's probably that already. It's 1, it's 2, ref was in position, and it is, no, it's not 3, sorry. I thought that it was over there, but no. Rutan thought it was over as well. You saw him having a go at the referee there. Credit where it is due to Damian Zachary for kicking out of that blood kick. It came out of nowhere, and I genuinely believed that that was it, but no. And Max Rutan here now has a clear advantage, and it's the first time in the match that someone has took control like this, and he's making full use of that. And right, I'm just being told why there's a quiet moment in the match, guys, that this is our main event tonight as far as the in-ring stuff goes, but we are going to have a word from our GM after this match. He's coming out to address everyone, so stick around for that, as Rutan's in a bit of trouble here. Well, I say that, he kicks out at 1. Just 1. That's got to be so mentally... I don't even know what word I'm looking for here, but it would just make you feel really down at this point in the match for your opponent to just kick out at 1. Yeah, but we are going to hear, I don't know what it's about, but we're going to hear from Spike, as there is the sacrifice from Rutan. That's going to do it, surely. He's not going for the pin here. Oh, okay, he is. He's going for a cocky pin, actually. It's 2, and that was enough. That was enough. I think it was academic before the elbow drop, guys. When he did that sacrifice, it was all over. And well, it wasn't the most decisive of wins by Rutan tonight, but once he hit that blood kick and took control of the match, he never ever once relinquished that advantage. And it was curtains from here, really, from Zachary. He was just holding on and holding on, probably hoping that at some point Rutan was going to make a mistake. But this is the Viking Warrior we're talking about here. He's not going to be making mistakes, especially in WrestleMania season. I keep saying it, but there's definitely been an uptake in aggression tonight, and really since WrestleMania has been announced. It has been pretty wild show, actually, like I said. And don't forget, guys, we are not done yet, as Rutan's officially announced as the winner, because right now on his way to the ring, from what I hear, is our general manager Spike Jackson, and he needs to get something off his chest. We don't hear from him in the ring often, so whatever he's about to come out with is obviously gonna be of some importance. So let's not waste any time, and let's give the ring over to the boss now. And it was spot on information, because here he comes. It is going to be so interesting to hear what it is he's going to address, what he's got to say. Like I said, he doesn't do this often, so let's, like I said, hand over to him. That'll be it from me tonight, guys, and I will leave you with the boss. So, who's enjoyed tonight's show? It has been one hell of a ride. I want to kick this off by first congratulating my son Prince Jackson on his big win tonight. With that being said, and all of that good stuff out the way, we have to address what is going on between George Blake, between Dixon Armstrong, and between Richard Robinson and Buster England right now. I am absolutely fine with the level of aggression and violence that we are seeing right now, but not when it comes over and it spills over and people doing their jobs like Jacob tonight, getting hurt in the process. I cannot get behind that. So, from now until WrestleMania, all of these guys are not going to be allowed to interfere in each other's business in any way, shape or form. I am out here also to fully accept that Dixon Armstrong now removes himself of any chance of competing for the title at WrestleMania. And also the last thing to do with this situation is, I believe at WrestleMania we cannot have this spilling over any longer. There has to be a decisive end to it. So Dixon Armstrong, your part in this ends at Mania. Robinson as well, your part ends in this where Dixon Armstrong is concerned at WrestleMania. And I want to add a couple of stipulations to this match myself. First of all, it is all jeopardy on the side of George Blake and Dixon Armstrong right now. So I add to this match, if Robinson loses at WrestleMania, then he and Buster England are out of here. And just so we get a decisive winner with no interference, the match itself, Hell in a Cell. Good night.